Tonight in 7 News, a woman knocked unconscious and robbed while jogging. A predator now on the run. A police officer injured in a road rage attack on the Gold Coast. Petrol confusion. Why prices are so varied even in the same street. The biggest dust storm in 50 years. Now parts of Western Queensland are cleaning up. Locked out, why residents can't access a multi-million-dollar sports facility they paid for. And punters pack the Gold Coast, we're trackside at the Magic Millions race day.
Live from our Brisbane headquarters, this is 7 News with Kendall Gilding.
Good evening. A woman has been knocked unconscious while going for a jog at Wavell Heights not long after dark. The 36-year-old woke to find she'd been robbed. Her attacker is still on the run. A female police officer will take time off work after a man assaulted her and attempted to take her gun. It happened after he crashed into a number of cars at high speed in roadworks on the M1 at Robina. The senior constable and members of the public held down the man until backup arrived. She was taken to Robina Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Channel Country is cleaning up after its biggest dust storm in half a century. Tons of dirt was dumped across the outback, grounding planes and surprising graziers near Quilpie. Well, Laura Dimmick, what caused the dust storm?
Kendall, the dry earth was whipped up by very strong winds ahead of thunderstorms in the Channel Country late yesterday. A gust of 83 kilometres an hour was recorded at Windora. That's not far off damaging status. Unfortunately, the storms only brought very minimal rain. 6 millimetres fell at Thargomindah. There's the slight chance of storms again in the southwest tomorrow, but nothing like we've already seen. The rest of today's weather is coming up a little later.
Thank you, Laura. We'll see you then. Residents in Brisbane's west are angry they've been locked out of a state-of-the-art public sports facility. The $16 million Moggill District Sport Park officially opened 5 months ago, but no one can use it. Thousands of people packed the Gold Coast Turf Club for the annual Magic Millions race day. The event has become the richest of its kind in the country, attracting punters from near and far, all keen to take home big prize money. And Amanda Abate, the fun is still going.
Well, not so much here on the track, Kendall. Most of the industry's heavy hitters have headed across the road to the sale yards. That is the unofficial after party of the Magic Millions. A lot of emotional bidding going on there, as you can imagine, after the race day here today. The last chance to snap up a yearling to race it here next year. A huge crowd was at the Turf Club, more than 22,000 people. Every year it gets bigger, the biggest on the Gold Coast calendar, and bigger every year, Kendall.
All right, thank you, Amanda. Well, did you get a text message from Clive Palmer? Turns out tens of thousands of voters did, and they're not happy. The remarkable story of a teenager who fled her kidnapper. Donald Trump's back down over the border wall dispute. And it's a whiteout, a very big clean-up for hotel staff. A 25-year-old man has been charged over the death of a pedestrian in Beenleigh last November. The 60-year-old woman had been jogging on Milne Street when she was hit by the out-of-control car. An Algester man will face court on Monday. Thousands of Wet n Wild customers were left high and dry after the water park suffered water loss. An external pump stopped working, meaning there was no water to make the slides run. Hundreds of families had to wait while the problem was fixed. The park eventually opened just before midday. The suburb knocked off the top of Brisbane's property ladder, so where is the most expensive place to live? Why authorities are once again pleading for people to get vaccinated. More than 100 years in the making, the Aussies helping to complete one of the world's greatest cathedrals. And caught on camera, a little boy's dramatic mission to get a new toy.
Sunday in 7 News Flashback, reshaping the Gold Coast, the 1980s grand project to build a seaway and close the Southport Bar, ending decades of tragedy. How the venture revolutionised the coast, but still some would have a wild ride. Flashback 7 News Sunday at 6.
Checking Fuelcast, and the RACQ says prices will rise dramatically in the next few days, so fill up now if you can. Tenerife has been knocked off the top spot on Brisbane's property ladder, with Ascot returning as the city's most expensive suburb. The average home there is worth $1.6 million. New Farm and Sunshine Beach fetch $1.5 million, while Upper Brookfield in the city's west rounds out the top 10. We're being urged to make sure we're vaccinated after a summer flu surge and measles outbreak. More than 6,000 Australians were diagnosed with the flu in December. That's 3 times as many for the same time last year. Health authorities are asking those infected to seek treatment and avoid public places. Coming up, how one little boy's mission to get a free toy didn't quite go to plan. Plus the new research which will make you think twice about that glass of wine with dinner. And furry friends off to a good home in one of the RSPCA's biggest events of the year. But now Ben Davis joins me for a look at sport.
Kendall, thank you. Hello everyone. We've got breaking news in the world of cricket. Our best player needs surgery. While on field, India lose theirs early as they chase down the Aussies in the one-day opener. And Ash Barty's epic final battle before the Australian Open. We start tonight with breaking news. Exiled Australian batsman Steve Smith requires surgery on the arm he injured playing in Bangladesh. With 3 months left on his suspension and 6 months until the World Cup, the former skipper will spend at least 6 weeks in a brace. His former teammates are in a pitched battle to secure just their 4th one-day win from 24 games, setting India 289 to win at the SCG. The Aussies knocked over King Kohli cheaply. It's been a heady few months for Kieran McAvoy. Now, just on Steve Smith, he gets surgery on Tuesday, 6 weeks in a brace and extensive rehab for that. So we'll keep you posted on what his World Cup plans may be. Kendall.
Not what he wants, I'm sure. All right, thanks, Ben. Well, you might enjoy a glass of wine with dinner, but a new study has found even moderate drinking can damage the heart. Researchers at Melbourne's Alfred Hospital found as few as 5 glasses of alcohol a week can cause an abnormal heartbeat and scarring. That can also raise the risk of stroke. Scientists already knew excessive drinking could cause the condition. This is the first time the results were also found in moderate drinkers, not the news we were hoping for today. Well, plenty of creatures great and small have found a new home. How the RSPCA pulled off one of the country's largest pet adoptions.
It's cooling down on the Gold Coast, currently 25 degrees, but temperatures will rise this week. The weather is next.
Today's main stories now. A man is on the run after knocking a woman unconscious while she was jogging at Wavell Heights. A police officer is recovering after being punched in the face in a road rage attack on the Gold Coast. Outback Queensland is cleaning up after one of the biggest dust storms in half a century, and more than 22,000 people packed the Gold Coast Turf Club for the Magic Millions race day. Well, now it's time to adopt the weather and coastal information with Laura.
Thanks, Kendall. It won't just be those with a new family member feeling all warm and fuzzy this week. Much of the state will be experiencing heat wave-like conditions. Today in the southeast, it was a few degrees above average. It reached 33 in Ipswich and Beaudesert, 32 in Brisbane, and it was warm at the Magic Millions on the Gold Coast with a top of 31. Zooming out, and there's a lot of thunderstorm activity over the country's north, particularly in the Gulf. A cold front east of Tasmania is bringing a burst of cooler winds to the south. Otherwise, the country is mostly cloud-free under a high-pressure ridge. On the forecast, showers will develop over Queensland's central and east tropical coast due to a trough over the Coral Sea, and it'll remain hot in the west under stagnant air. Around the nation tomorrow, cloudy in Sydney, a top of 27, mostly sunny and warm again in Canberra, 31. Adelaide is also set to experience a heat wave like conditions this week, 34 tomorrow and up to 40 through the week. Sunny in Perth tomorrow, a storm for Darwin. To Queensland now, and there'll be a shower or two in Townsville and Mackay tomorrow. At this stage, Cairns might get a break from the wet weather. Hot and sunny in the west. Along the rest of the coast, expect cloud and the slight chance of a shower with tops in the low 30s. And after a week of above average temperatures across inland parts, it's only set to get hotter. Sunday in the southeast is looking like a carbon copy of today. Partly cloudy and warm, especially away from the coast. Checking the temperatures, 19 to 32 or 33 in the western suburbs such as Kenmore, 23 to 30 degrees around Moreton Bay. On the water, easterly winds will increase to 20 knots from late morning, seas to 1 metre with an easterly swell. So Brisbane tomorrow, fine but overcast, 21 up to 31 degrees. The mercury starts to climb from Tuesday with temperatures above average right through until the end of the week. Even hotter in Ipswich tomorrow, heading for a top of 34 degrees there and up to 35 by midweek. It will be cooler on the coast though, 20 to 30 degrees tomorrow and only shifting marginally higher as the week goes on. On the Sunshine Coast, 21 to 30 degrees tomorrow, partly cloudy with the slight chance of a shower. If you're planning to escape the heat by heading to the beach, here's Liz with a look at conditions.
When you arrive at the beach, check your lifeguard notice board for the latest on that location. Stay safe and enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, Liz. And that's all from us this Saturday. Thanks for your company. We'll have updates throughout the evening and weekend sunrise at 7 a.m. But now from all the team, have a great night.